welcome to Cities Skylines Treasure Hunt with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome. And yes, it's another hunt of the workshop looking for some of those hidden nuggets. There are a few hidden nuggets, not many, which all of them have no thumbnail, very little description, might even just be called new map. In fact, today's very first no thumbnail, no description map is actually called new map on the workshop. Shouldn't really have told you that, but it's not going to help you find it, is it? It's not going to help you find it. Of course, I'll be sharing the links to any nuggets of gold that we find, and maybe even doing a full what map review. If the map doesn't turn out to be much good, then we won't be sharing a link because we don't be sending haters to these creators. Remember, these creators have made these maps for fun. We have no idea, well, who they are, what experiences they have, whether they just made the map in 5 minutes or whether they spent an eternity making them, whether they're a child, somebody with learning difficulties, somebody who's got dementia. We have no idea. So we try and be kind in the comments, try and be kind in the chat, and we'll just have a look at some maps and maybe have a giggle, but always try and find something positive from every map as much as we can. Right, little look to the chat. Good to see Starwave is here already, or they were. They might now be in the kitchen making a drink. But the great thing with this, we've got to wait for maps to load up anyway, so there's always a bit of time in between maps before we can, while we can all go and use a lavatory and things like that, or you can, less so me. Right, have I got some news for you this week? I have. A few of you may have seen on the community postings, I mentioned something about I had some inspiration. Today, at work, kind of came out of nowhere. I had inspiration that I'm going to have to go ahead with because I'm not going to be... It's one of those things that if you don't do it, it's kind of like the new Google. You know, yeah, let's say you're aware of Google just as they were launching. And if you'd invested $1, you'd be a billionaire by now. Something like that. This is one of those things that it's Cities Skylines, it's YouTube, but I feel that I have had some inspiration. Now, chances are it'll come to nothing, but if I don't do it, I won't know what would have happened. So I'm got to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm not going to let you in on any more right now, but in another couple, 2 or 3 weeks, you'll probably be seeing a multitude of YouTube shorts from Cities Skylines on this channel, and you heard about it here first. Not sure it's going to be very useful to you, but again, if you are into shorts and if you're into this sort of thing, then there's going to be plenty of content coming up for you between now and Christmas. Anyway, that's it's not map making, it's just one of those things that just like hit me in the face like a sardine. Bam! And yeah, it was like, hello, yes, I've got to do this. It's going to be a lot of work to make it. A lot of work to make it. But I am going to make it work. Anyway, got a couple of live viewers. If you're watching this on catch up, hi. Don't forget to hit that like button. Now is a very good time to do so. So you don't have to do it later. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we do watch map reviews, checking out front page workshop maps. And basically trying to find the good, trying to find areas that can be improved. And basically finding your best map for your next city build. Right, so that's my waffle of an intro. Get that out of the way, get it started. I don't even know how long we've been streaming, but long enough to be able to start thinking about having a look at our first map. So what we've got today is, well, the last couple of shows that I've done, I've had at least 1, maybe 2, sometimes 3 maps that have failed. In fact, I could probably share the game screen. There we go. I've had 1, 2, or even more maps that have failed to load, and so I have on the back burner today. I think we've got a total of 9 maps, of which I'm planning on doing 6. And if any fail to load, we've got a couple of backup maps already subscribed to. As always, I have very little hope for any of these. There are 1 or 2 that stand out with some interesting things that make me think that, oh, that might have some potential to be slightly, shall we say, less worse than some of the other maps, because we know many of these will probably be scrappy at best, And that's the polite word. But again, we're going to try and find something positive to say in every map, because these creators have given up their time to produce something to share, and let's find something good to say. Today's first map is called New Map. I always start with the map that I feel is going to have not much to offer, and anybody who calls their map New Map, it kind of lacks a little bit of inspiration from the off. But that does not mean that it's no good. Or does it? Right, let me get rid of that so that you don't get too many bits of nuggets from my my loading screen. Let's do that. Find new map. There she is. Now, okay, now I've clicked on it. I can see the resources and outside connections page, and I can tell you that it has a decent mix of resources. We've got a base map, base theme of the Vanilla Temperate. We have all of the outside connections. Maybe I judged this map too quickly. Maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. The creator. I'll get this thing loading up first of all, and we are loading. So there be good. Right. I'll catch up on the chat in a moment, Starwave. Let me just give you some background whilst this is loading in. So, in terms of my notes, so we know it's called New Map, so I'm not really that expectant. The creator is from the United States of America. I'm pretty sure I know what state they're in as well from their username. I'm not going to give any more information on that, unless, of course, we are going to be sharing the map link. This is their first map, and somewhat unusually, it has the most subscribers at the time of me subscribing of all of tonight's maps. So maybe this is a good one. 5 subscribers. It still could be a good one. Right, so where were we? I was going to check the where are we? So Starwave, Bonbon. I finished my first map, and posted to my Discord. You're more than welcome to have a look at it. Yep, if I've responded to Discord already, that means I've already got it. If I haven't, it means I'll be picking up next time I log into Discord. Pine tree is missing. Ooh, hello. Could there be workshop items on this map? Let me have a little look at the loading screen report. There are custom assets. Right, okay. Well, I'll get on now. I can see that. I will come on to that once this map's finished loading in. But the simulation seems to be loading, seems to be working. We are up and we are running, and we can check out our first map in a few moments. I just saw a little bit more chat going on, so let's have a little. Hey, homie. Hi. Hey, what's up? Sky up. Sellers down. Right. So yeah, where was we? I was excited. And people are messaging me. Please don't message me. Thank you. Not while I'm live. Right. So what can I tell you about without moving the gut? We'll always take a first impression from the loading page once we can see what is there, and without moving, first impression. I would say actually not too bad. Don't see any water in it as yet. We haven't pulled back. There might be some water in here. But yeah, the highway running along the edge of the start square here is nice because it's not encroaching too much. This one's just cutting the corner. It's not exactly parallel with each other, but I've seen worse. Little bit of a tear there, but I think that's probably just angle and just basically visual glitching, so I'm not worried about that. Looks like non-vanilla intersections. Looks like it's been squished as well, so it looks like they've been playing about with the Move It mod. Yeah, I'm impressed so far. And an intersection over here, which also looks like it's on the border, like this one is on the border of the start square. So my first instinct is, other than this looking a bit clunky, this map might have some potential. And plenty of flat buildable space. It might. Let's see how they back this one up. Well, we found some water. We'll talk about that in a moment. For obvious reasons. I'm sure you've already noticed this lot down here. But we'll get to that. Anyway, start square. Now we've got the full visibility on the start square. Yeah, now whilst we have intersection here and intersection up here, we don't actually have an easy start, i.e. the intersection poking into. So if you could just bend this road down just a little bit, or bring the entire intersection down, just, one segment would be fine. And then you would have access without having to spend money putting in an intersection, or, because at the moment, if you're playing without unlocking, you're kind of going to have to draw off of here. So that would be putting in your own intersection, or just a makeshift T-junction across here. So that's not ideal. All right, so that's that. Let's have a little look at the terrain heights on the entire map. Help if I pull the whole thing back. Ooh, hello. Actually, let's come out of that for the moment. Let's have a look at this. There you go. What? Okay. There's plenty of good to talk about here. There is plenty of good to talk about. The whole idea, I mean, it's a classic idea of mountains in the background out of the 25 tiles. So you've got a full 25 tiles to build on without any bumps. So that is good. See, we've got a valley put in here, which we seem to have some sort of networking going through here. So that is going to prevent any ridiculous roller coaster rides, hopefully. And then the 25 tiles, nicely framed. You can see how it's nicely framed around the buildable space here. Got this, breaking it up a little bit. And Grid City. I mean, it's not to my personal taste. I don't see a huge problem with it. There are going to be people out there who like that. So anyway, there's plenty good to talk about. Looks like we might have some trees underneath the road down here. We'll be checking the tree count. I think we'll do that now. Tree count 247,328. So we are within the tree limit. So no absolute need for a tree anarchy. Anyway, yeah, let's have a little look at the terrain heights. So yes, perfectly flat, apart from the bits that aren't flat. Aren't I good, eh? We've got resources, a big, bold, fertile area, big, bold forestry. Yeah, this is strong. The only major, not even major grumble, the only real grumble here is you're not given any options. Basically, you have to do oil here, you have to do ore here, you have to do fertile here. Would I, if it were me, would I have thought by the river would be maybe a more fertile area? So having sort of like this area here, painted fertile, might have made a bit more sense than here. In terms of ore and oil, having 2 or 3 patches is probably better than one big lump, because that's actually a huge area. But it's still good. There will some people go, yes, it's exactly where I want. So as a proportion of people that would like it exactly like this. Fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour, you want to do some fishing. A fishing map it's okay, actually. It's got everything there. It's a little bit of a mix of everything. If you want to sort of like just mix things up, I want to just get salmon, or I just want to get shellfish, you can set up routes for that. And yeah, that's pretty good, pretty strong. Whilst we're up here, let's have a look at the shipping routes. And we have one dead end, one down here. That's going to be out of the 25 tiles, so that's probably more or less useless there. Then we have this one. Okay, children, can you spot the issue? First of all, yes, we've got a bit of a potential zigzag operation from the ship here. So it comes down here, comes back here, comes over there. It's not a particularly realistic thing, and then that will slow all the other ships down behind it while this one's making its maneuver, and it's not going to be pretty. That's not the thing. This is the thing over here. Yes, we've got potential shipping routes going across land, Admittedly, we've done well not to hit the rail. I see a disconnected bit of rail there. We'll have a look at that shortly. We've also got the same thing over here. So what's happened is, what very clearly happened is, oh, hang on, except for it doesn't actually connect up with the edge of the map. So it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. All of this is irrelevant. It doesn't connect anyway. So, yeah, so what's happened is that they've built the map and then they've decided, oh, do you know what? I'll extend the land down here. It'll look better, forgetting that they've got shipping routes. And it happens. It's not the world's biggest sin. So in terms of shipping routes, it's a little disappointing because this is our only real shipping route. And it's got to be out of the 25 tiles, isn't it? There are we. 1, 2, 3. You can get an outside connection here. So yeah, we can get a harbour along here somewhere. That would work, but it's not the world's best really. So anyway, that's all good. You can see the ripples here. This is an artifact of where this has been put in late. And the simulation's been left to run, but it hasn't been left to run long enough for the ripples to sort themselves out fully. So you can see that this was a late game part of the build. Connections. We have got a bit of a broken connection. Oh, is going on here. It's just isn't connected. Hang on, or is it? What is... might be that it's one-way train tracks. I suspect what we have here is one-way train tracks. That's right. That's what we've got here, isn't it? So yeah, what we have is one-way train tracks, and that's connected. Probably this one's the wrong way. I'm not gonna try and fix it here. These have got to be bridges and pillars DLC. Would they be? Am I completely kaboomed? Let's have a look. Bridges and pillars, yes. So, shush now, please. I'm having a. I can do that again. Let me do that again. There we go. Yeah, there's your one way going the wrong way. So yes, if you haven't got bridges and pillars, you won't have these rails, and of course these rails down here are a little bit clunky. That one is bordering on flooding. Let's start the simulation off. Yes, that one's flooding a little bit. So just a few minor issues with the rail down at this end. Alright. Yeah, the ripples can take a while to settle. But of course, in the map editor, it's fine. What you can start the simulation. Here we go. We've got some serious water. I'll just speed this up. There we go. Water displacement here. That is going to settle itself down. Just we get a bit of temporary flooding while that happens. And we can see what the map was actually supposed to look like. But yes, just leave the simulation running for a little while in the map editor. Walk away, make a cup of tea, have some dinner, come back. If everything's settled down, then it's not it's a huge matter. But if this was, say, a front page, shall we say a front page map, something like this, you might start building your city and then have somewhere, say, upriver. Here is not a problem because but on another instance, you might have your city up here. You get a flooding that starts up here, way away from you. You can't even see it. It's even out of the 25 tiles. Then you get the tidal wave come down and wipe out what you built already. It can be a little bit disheartening. But not a problem here because the water's just pushed out to sea. But it's still settling. I'm hoping that this settles fully. We'll give this we'll just leave it running at high speed, shall we? I'll go into this other camera. The other camera is a bit smoother, but it will be camera action is going to be a little bit on the clunky side because obviously running simulations so fast. I'll try and keep it as smooth as I can, not to give you all a headache. But yeah, every time I try and move it, I'll be moving about, I don't know, a multitude of turns faster than I would like it to. Now we've got a bit of filling up here. Is this going to flood? Or is it going to settle? Or is it going to sloosh back? Yeah, we're going to just leave that to sort itself out. We'll worry about the coast in a minute. Let the game sort itself out. Forests. Now, I did say there are a whole bunch of excuse me. The following custom assets are used in this city. PD Pine Tool, Pine Tree. Now, Pine Tree is the one that's missing. I don't have Leo Mystic Magic's Pine Tree, so it would appear. And that's one of the very, very, very early trees that was actually posted in May 2015. So yes, this map is missing some trees, which, given that we're not far short of the tree limit, might be a problem. It also uses the Sabal Palmetto to 20-meter pruned, and that will be Grey Flames Western Red Cedar, 4 from the set from them. Sabal Palmetto. What one's that one? Let me have a little look at that. That is Fia's work. That's a cabbage palm. So we're missing some palm trees. Missing some red cedars. So yes, we've got a few trees missing. No, just the pines are missing, aren't they? That's right. Only the pines are missing. The palm trees will be on the map somewhere. And we've got, here we go, these will be those red cedars. And a few dipping their toes in the water. Right, so anyway, we've had a look at some bits. We've got quite an extensive road network. So that's good for ready play. This intersection looks a bit interesting. It's a trumpet intersection with an extra exit. But it's weird. I bizarrely like this. Are all the exits covered is the question. Coming up this way, you can go down there. And you go straight on, coming up this way. It can loop so it goes straight on, coming up this way. Yeah. That's an interesting little intersection. Nicely done as well with the sunken section. It was definitely high enough. Mass transit, I would say. These look like mass transit roads rather than network extensions too. I'm pretty good at spotting the difference. So you need mass transit for this one. We go from 4 lanes down to 3 lanes for one section and back up to 4 lanes. There's definitely polishing that can be done. Right, I think we can slow the simulation down now because that water will have sorted itself out by now. Let's go down to 25s. There we go. Smooth the camera now. Thankfully. Right, yeah, there's some clunky bridge work. Let's not fret on that. There are areas where the trees have been completely cleared, which is very good work, very tidy work. And there are a few areas I noticed that we definitely have some trees under, where was it, down? Oh no. Oh yeah, there we go. Here we go. Definitely got some trees running through the underside down here. So there is that one. Right, let's have a little look back down at the rail bridge here. I figured it probably would settle to be a bit under the water, and that has settled. Now the flooding has settled down. That does appear to be a bit of a problem there, but problems, eh? Is that blue mantle? What's going on down here? Oh, it's just gouged. Elevated at ground level, gouged into the environment. The terrain mesh isn't liking that too much. But yeah, this is an interesting intersection, obviously picked up off of the workshop somewhere. And yeah, I think it's good use of that one. Good use of some of the cloverleaf, non-vanilla cloverleafs. Is that even a cloverleaf? Not sure what they call this one. It's a 4 stack, isn't it? It's a 4 stack. There we go. But anyway, yeah, I'll catch up. Oh, and hang on. I did mention that we've definitely got some of these areas where it's just a little bit strained on this one. So whilst it's a map that has problems, it's definitely a map that has its problems. It's also quite impressive in other ways. For a my first map, fairly impressive. There's definitely some design aspects here that I think are definitely credible. Definitely credible. We've got some minor issues, but yeah, little things like this island down. I haven't really looked at this island. The rest of the map looks pretty flat. This seems to have some ripples in it. There we go. Has some ripples in it. So we've got like a wilderness islands, which is nice. And then you've got your city area over here with your industries set out on the extremes of the city. So that's, again, plenty of thought gone into there. We've got the highway connection going off and the rail connection going off through the valley rather than going up and over the mountains. Okay, I mean, yes, it's not an award winner, but it is way better, way better than many maps that we've reviewed on this particular show, and I think credit to be given. Right, I'm going to catch up on the chat now and see if you guys have got anything to add that I happen to have missed. So, yes, so we got to, right, so Peter Van Oostrom, is Oostrom? We'll go with that. Map looks like it's clearly it is their first map, yep. I wouldn't have done it better. Well, you say that. Where are we? It's bonbon time. Yes, Bulletproof. Good to have you here. Wouldn't like to be eating up my lunch on that train. No, it wouldn't stay up. Wouldn't stay down for very long. Cup of tea. Cup of coffee. Hope B3 has a look at your work. Well, it's been requested, so it will happen. It will happen. I think in terms of the request list, we are getting close now to filled up for the year. So there might be 1 or 2 slots left available, because I do these strictly in chronological order, unless there's a very specific reason to do them out of chronological order. So yes, first come, first served. Anybody who requests now is going to be done very, very close to Christmas. If not, then it'll have to be after Christmas, when what map will be changing. Big time. Big changes in 2023. I've been running the same sort of format for a long while now, and I love it, but the channel needs to get some growth. It needs to get some growth. Otherwise, my life changes in 3 years' time. Which sounds like a long way away, but my life, I've been doing this channel for what, 5-6 years now? I've got 3 years to either get this channel to be self-sufficient, so basically I continue doing it and I do this for a living, or it'll end up me working for somebody else and I will have limited amount of time, and then the channel will be run down to just a hobby, which I don't want to do. I want to be able to do this full time, even if it's not just map review, but doing other stuff, maybe other game reviews, who knows. Anyways, I need to make some changes to give the channel a chance to grow, and giving the show a new format, big new format, will possibly do that. So I've given it a lot of thought over a lot of months, and I think I've got the system. I think I've got the system lined up. We'll see how it goes anyway. Right, so there's all that. So yes, we will be doing, back to Starwave, we will be doing their map before Christmas. Right, asymmetrical looking intersections, cool. Hi Dolomites, hi Dolomites. It's a rather wet looking bridge. It is a very wet looking bridge, yes. They thought a lot about they have thought a lot about the layout. I would agree with that. Haven't seen it. Good to have you back. This was one of the better first maps. We don't normally have a good first map to start, and certainly don't spend half an hour on the first map. So absolutely, really glad to have that. But yes, yes, not everybody's going to be pleased with the overhaul, Bullet. Not everybody's going to be pleased with the overhaul, because I'm taking everything, screwing it up into a great big ball, throwing it into a bin. You know, so many things that you take for granted in a What map are going. So many things. The whole concept of finding the best map for your next city build will remain. But yes, so much is going. Right, I think we lose that. I think we also, by now, shut down the game. Quit to desktop, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Right, that's one job done. And now we need to launch the game again. Full loops indeed, and we'll have a look at our second map today. So I've got I've got 9 maps lined up, hoping to do 6 of them, but I've got 3 on the back burner because those who are watching the last couple of weeks will know we've had some big fails, big simulation fails, and it's very hard to do a review if the map doesn't load. That one, like I say, I would say is probably a low 3-star map, but there's on the actual workshop page, it doesn't list mass transits. The workshop page doesn't list the required items. And with those bits missing off of it, it probably for me would have ended up being a 2-star map because of technicalities. But as a map overview, it probably fell into 3 stars. Although, like I say, at the lower end of said 3 stars. Right. Okay, let's get rid of that and that and that and click new game. And let me just see what's second on my list of specials for tonight. Right, so it's this one. Is it? I'm a little confused. There it is. I might just make sure I've got the right creator name. I have got the right creator name. So, right. So now this one, I think, is going to be a mountain map based on the name of the map. And in terms of resources, we've got some ore, which supports the idea of a mountain map. There's no oil, no forestry, and no fertile. Some water. All outside connections apart from shipping, which again kind of supports the mountain map, although, like I say, air routes, you probably want a little bit of flat land for those, don't you? Suitable area for building is 88%, which kind of goes ahead against the idea of a mountain map. Could be interesting. Anyway, let me start that one up. Once that is loading in, we will share. There we go. We are up. So, right, information on today's second map from my notes. Everything that I can tell you about it here. Right, so Spanish creator or Spanish language creator. So maybe Mexican. I don't know. But, yes, Spanish. This is a map that already had 2 subscribers on the workshop. But it's the creator's 11th map. So I know you're excited now going, oh, they're going to be getting good. Now, some of the previous 10 maps, excuse me, have thumbnails. And I think the map immediately before this map had a thumbnail. And there's nothing in any of those thumbnails to suggest that this map is going to be an excitingly brilliant map. It looks like somebody just has fun making maps, doing it quickly, just basically messing around with. It's perfectly fine, perfectly legitimate way to play the game. Remember, this could be a child, it could be somebody with learning difficulties, it could be somebody with dementia, it could be, like I say, they could be stoned, who knows. So we're going to be kind in the comments. It could even be your own mother. We're going to be kind in the comments, kind of chat, try and find something positive to say, whilst obviously finding all the talking points. Excuse me. Right, so we've got, we seem to have a problem here. Now let's just see if the problem will resolve itself. I don't think it is. Oh, maybe it might. Maybe it might. No, it's not. Is it? Right, so can we get... No. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been faced with a map that's completely black before. There we go. Oh, hello. Right, so, well, I did say a mountain map, didn't I? I did promise you a mountain map. A mountain map is what we have. We have a broken mountain map. So there is that. Can we maybe bring everything up? That's making no difference at all. Oh yeah, this is well, it's Halloween, okay? Halloween is fast approaching. Is there anything spookier than this? I don't think there is. I think maybe there's got to be a screenshot in here somewhere. Let me move me mouse out of the way. I'm going to grab a screenshot and maybe look, please sod off. Thank you. Right. Yeah, we can make a special out of this, couldn't we? But yeah, the map's broken, simulation's failed, and I've got nothing really to add. Am I actually sharing the screen here? I am. I was going to be paranoid. I'm talking to myself there. Yes. I don't really. Yeah. I'm not going to spend any more time with this one. Well, let's crack on with our next one, because that one is sadly not going to entertain us for very long. I'll check the loading screen report in a moment. I managed to shut the game down, which is good. We'll launch the new game up again. And let's have a look at that loading screen report, shall we? Open with Booshki. Well, the loading screen report is not informing about any missing assets. Something is a wee bit broke there. That's all I can tell you. Right, the game is nearly at the loading screen. Sorry, at the main menu. A few more moments, and we'll be up for map number 3. At which point I will have a little look at the chat, see what you guys are talking about behind my back. No sign of the porn bots yet, is there? Right, so there we go. What map overhaul? Yay, indeed, yay! Woo! Oh, we've made the loading screen. Boom, boom, boom. Right, new game. What's next on my list? Next on my list is this one. This will definitely be an island map. It's very clearly stated as being an island map. So I'm excited. Woo woo. That's the one there. Okay, vanilla temperate base theme. We have oil, small amount, a decent amount of fertile, decent amount of forestry, plenty of water, which you would expect with an island map. All of the outside connections, no ore. Okay. All right. You get it? Everybody okay with it? Cool. All right. Well, whilst that's loading up, I should do this. I'll do a little reminder. Now's a very good time to hit the like button. Let's do that now. Get it out of the way, please. Save yourselves. Right. Let me give you a little the background on this one. This is their third map. The first. This is something interesting actually. Possibly an English language, possibly a Japanese language creator, possibly both. So English, Japanese. Their first and second maps were, from what I can tell, the same map, but one was a snowfall version, which I think is an interesting thing. Those were also island maps. This one seems to be an island map with more islands on it than the first two maps. But it's interesting to see them doing variants, and that shows to me, this is why I've got this map up third. I'm thinking this is a creator who's given a little bit of thought to how to build upon, they built a map and they go, oh, maybe this could look good as a winter map. And how about if we put some more islands into the map? I can see how they're developing and evolving just in the names of the maps. Beyond that, I've got no information at all. This map had 1 subscriber at the time that I subscribed to it. So not a huge amount. Right, awesome. I'm excited to see the map, but also for the feedback. Oh, yes, indeed. That Star Wave still talking about their map. Right, Lena and Mina. A change is as good as a rest. Oh, Dolomite. Hang on. We have. There we go. I would have said 10-minute max reviews. Push out YouTube Shorts for the headline details. Nice idea. Yeah, that's it's a concept. It's a concept. It's not what I'm going to be doing, although I have, like, from the inspiration I had earlier today, there is going to be a YouTube Short series coming up between now and Christmas, which I am already regretting. Just, you know, when you come up with an idea and you go, oh, I wish I hadn't thought of that. I haven't even started doing it yet, and I really would. But it's also the sort of thing that can blow up. And not just the Cities Skylines community, but beyond that. So it might be something that really kickstarts my channel, or it might just be something where I spend 30 hours making a whole bunch of videos to get a dozen views each. I don't know. Well, no idea until I try, but I'm going to try. Oh, look, these sex bots are here. Let's we'll remove their things in the moment. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't you think I know what I'm doing? The horror. Indeed, yes. Here we are. Let me just go and say goodbye to the sexy bots, because they have to go. One of those, and one of those. Anybody else? Yes, there is there, and one of those. I think there was another one in there. There was that one there, and one of those. There was actually one that was picked up by YouTube that they didn't show on the chat, but 3 that got through. Hey ho. The good old bots. We've got to love them, haven't we? We've got to try. We've got to get their nookie from somewhere. Okay, I think need a name for a dating app for bots. Think of that one while I'm having a look at this map. All right, it could be Dolomite will get a good one, because they've got the same sort of stupid humour as I have. Right, okay. First glance appearances are we've got coast with a huge cliff, big ugly cliff, lots of forestry, and there's not really too much more to say. Doesn't really strike me as anything impressive at first glance, but we've not moved the camera yet. Let's start the simulation off. Right, let's have a look at what we have to play with. Well, I told you there was a highway rail connection, didn't I? I was lying. Clearly, there's no highway and rail connection. Harbour here look great. Run a few train tracks off and connect it up with wherever we are. This one, I'm afraid, is sadly disappointing. Right, so then we pull the camera back and we have, oh, it's magnificent. It's a beauty. It's absolutely stunning. It's fantastic. It's the best map I've seen since the first map that we did. This beats the last one because it loaded. We'll have a look for those highway connections in a moment. I'm a little bothered. I'm going to have a little look at the loading screen report, make sure that everything that should have loaded in has loaded in. Okay. Right, so we've got 5 islands, a little one in the middle. We've got it's perfectly flat. I can see where our outside connections are coming in now. Miles away from the start square. We've got resources. They're bold. If you want to build on this island, you're going to have a lot of fun. Unless, of course, you want to connect it up with anything. Then we have fishing. If you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, it's okay. A little bit of a mix going on there. Shipping routes. Now, before I click on the shipping routes, we need a shipping route that will access. Oh, you can see we do have ships running through here, so that's fine. That is fine. We've got, well, it's a bit clunky in its routes, but it does actually connect up and about. So that would make that work. You'd need to unlock to be able to start building down in this area. But if you do that, you're good. You're rolling. Water flow in the start square is strong. Okay. It's also like very, very deep. So if you want to put, where we go. There we go. Oh, that's not quite what I wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, you're going to have this going on. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. Let's get rid of those. Right, so don't think this is going to take very long to review, which is good, really, because we're running a bit behind because that first map was, I'm going to say, so good that we spent half an hour on it. I mean, I think good's a bit of an overstatement, but there was plenty to talk about and plenty of actually quite promising stuff in it. So it was so good. This can't decide whether I want to have it smooth or round or with wheel arches, but we do know that we want to have an island. I mean, it's not magnificent, is it? It's not magnificent. Oh, we've got a couple more of the pawn bots, I see. It's all right, we'll get rid of them in a moment. Right, let's have a little look. Yes, I thought I got rid of those ones. I thought I got rid of them ones. Maybe maybe my software isn't updated. It's fine. It's okay. I'm happy I've got rid of them. Swap the bot. Doesn't really work, Dolomite, but keep going. Non-subtle bot dating app. Piston 4. I like that. Piston 4. Yes. Indeed. It's a river roundabout. It almost is. Yes, I think we'll probably move on from this one. It's hang on. Before we move on, I've just got to see these outside connections. We haven't had a look at them yet. So this is strong. We're using the new roads. Huzzah for the new roads. But yes, road and rail coming in here. Does that even hit the 25 tiles? I don't think that does it? What we got over here? I don't think we're even reaching the 25 tiles. Right, where are we? Purchase. Not quite sure how. Yeah, that's brought us up to there. Gotcha. Purchase. Right, and that then is, yeah, I mean, just is all I have to say. It is all I have to say on that one. Let's call it a defeat. Shall we call it a defeat? I think we call this one a defeat. I will shut the game down and we'll launch up. Yeah, that map is, I mean, is it a 1-star map? Is it? I'm going to call it a low 2. With the unlocks, you can work with harbours. I call it a low 2. It's not completely broken. There's always something positive to say about it. And let's say that 1 quarter, if there were road and rail connections into that 1 quarter, you get a good game out of that 1 quarter. So there's always something positive. Right, launching the game again. Attempt number how many? Is that it's a riverabouts, I think. Yes, a river roundabout indeed. It's a 1-star map, is it? Is it really? I mean, everyone's allowed an opinion. Everyone's allowed an opinion. And there's an argument for it. Yeah, we don't have highways and rail. Unlock. If you unlock and then work with harbours from the off, it's workable. Just I don't think it's one that really sells itself to being one that you really want to get stuck in on. I don't know. I don't know. Right, what's next anyway? Let's have a look. That's 3 down, or 2.5 down, because 1 broken. Now, the next one, again, this is another one of those that after that last one, I'm saying that was the one I had the most hopes for. This is the one I have the second most hopes for. Given the best map we've had is also the one that I figured that we had the least hopes for. Shows how little you can take from these maps that have no thumbnail, no description, and you're just basically guessing. And this one is quite... it's got some interesting talking points on it. I'll roll with that. I'm going to roll with that. Right, so new game. And I've got to find it, which is that one there. Right, so this one is a vanilla temperate theme. Bear with me a second. I'm back. Right, vanilla temperate theme. We have all of the resources in decent quantities. Forestry's a little bit light, but not too bad. Decent amount of water and 47% available building space. All of the outside connections, and that's all she said. That is all she said. There we are, loading up. Right, so now this one, I did say this was interesting because this is the creator's second map. I do believe they're from Norway, so huzzah for Norway. And I suspect it's a male creator based on their username. This is all I can take from this. Possibly a mountain map. Again, if they're from Norway, maybe inspired by Norway. Maybe it's a real life location in Norway, possibly. Their first map had 55 subscribers, which, whilst it's not a huge amount, by the standards on this show, I mean, this particular map had 1 subscriber at the time I subscribed to it. Their first map had 55. There you go. Oh, might have been a good map then. Yeah, he also had a thumbnail. And I'm telling you from the thumbnail, I don't think it was. I really don't think it was. So maybe the name of the map, which translates into something about mountains. I'm not going to tell you more than that because, again, I don't want to be sending any hate to this creator if the map doesn't turn out to be any good. If it turns out to be good, I will be sharing. So far, how many episodes of this have we done? We've shared 1 map so far. But yeah, 55 subscribers to their previous map, which is, I mean, not awful. Not awful. Anyway, it looks like something's loaded up. Where are we? Yeah, we'll catch up on the chat in a moment. Let's have a little look-see at what we've got without moving the camera. Well, without moving the camera, I can see we definitely have water in the start square. We definitely have highways through the start square. We definitely have some trees. We've got a vanilla clover leaf there. We've got very clunky looking highways, which was very evident in the thumbnail from their first map. And start simulation off. There we go. We've got like elevated at ground levels. We've got, yeah. Don't think this is going to be a very long review either, I hate to say. I like spending a lot of time on the review because it just means that there was plenty to talk about. Anyway, yes, so from above, the big grumble, of course, is it'd be nice to actually have an intersection that feeds out into a buildable area. Now, in terms of buildable areas in the start square, It's not the most buildable, but you can build up here. And you can, down here at the cliff edge, build across here. So there's space up here to build. It's not really ideal. It's not lovely, is it? But there is. Also saw a hint of blue mantle. Now, I'm just wondering if that was just distance glitching. Yeah, that's all that was. There's not actually any blue mantle there. Right, so it ain't cool. It ain't cool, is it? Oh, hello. Right, so inspired by Norway. If Norway was made by snails and no slugs, no worms. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. The altar from up above. This reminds me of, and I don't know whether this is European or British or whatever, because this came up on. This is a weird one. This is a weird one. This came up on a Facebook post somewhere. Sandy beach. Have you been to a sandy beach? Good. I'm glad you've been to a sandy beach. At low tide, when the tide goes out, you get like worm poo, like spirally type squidgels in the sand. Is that just the UK and maybe Northern Europe? Because there were definitely some people commenting from America. I think it was West Coast. It might have been East Coast. But do you have that in America? So low tide, sand, and then basically squiggles where the worms have come up and basically left squiggles at the top, which apparently is worm poo. Be interesting to see in the chat whether or not, because I remember reading on Facebook there were people that were like, what are you talking about? Genuinely, it is a thing, and it doesn't look completely unlike this from above. Anyway, that my whole point was this looks like worm poo on the beach, which isn't a big selling point, but it's inspired by Norway probably. So Norway is worm poo. Sorry, Norway. It's really not. It's such a stunning country. Let's have a look. There's your terrain heights, because I know you've been waiting for that for about 3 minutes while I've been waffling about worm poo. That is dramatic. Resources are there in moderate amounts. What to say about that? If you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, your fishing map will look like this, which is all right, I guess. It's all right. Can't moan too much about that. Shipping routes. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Little dead end one there. Not seeing anything there. Got a one dead end one running right along the edge of the map here. If you're playing 100% vanilla, you won't have access to. No, that is basically it. It got two little stubby shipping routes. And then let's have a little look at water flow in the start square. Should be okay, I think. Where's the start square? It's over here, isn't it? So yeah, we've got a spawn point right there pumping out water. So you're going to be okay. Again, it ain't pretty, but it's going to work. It's going to work. Right. Speaking of ain't pretty and it's going to work. Sounds a bit like me, eh? Pretty all right, isn't it? Right. So yes, bold, dramatic. When you come down to this level, it doesn't look much better, does it? I'm sorry, my friend, your creator. I'm really glad you had a lot of fun making this, and there's going to be people that absolutely love this. But I don't think it's going to be anybody watching the show live tonight. But somebody's going to go, oh, I want to build on that. It's amazing. Someone like an Anapu would want to come along and like rebuild it and make it even more ridiculous. And because it is a bit ridiculous. It's I think a polite way of putting it. Yep. There's real life rail. We've got a little use. Credit the use of the Park Life Rock. I think that works very well there. There we are. I found something nice to say about the map. This This is good. This is amazing. That is top draw. I think I've covered everything I want to say about it. Hang on. We got this. The magical waterfall, where the waterfall just magically appears and gooshes out. And look at this rail line here. Don't think rail works like this. Oh, bless them for playing, bless them for sharing. But this is why Treasure Hunt exists, because this could have been the best map in the world and we would never have played it. Or it might have been a map that you were considering playing because of the name, and then you decided to watch this and you found out it was probably not the best. We'll see. Let me have a little look down the old the Chatteroony. Oh, thanks, Rex. Everything that I do. What do? I just sit here and waffle and spend hours editing. Right, so best Skylines user map of 2015. Could be. Whitby, are we talking about snail poo? Seaworm poo. I think we might be. But yes, yeah, I've down on South Coast here, and yeah, we've got the same. And when I lived in the Hebrides, there was the same up there as well. So yeah, there's but yes, I'm waiting for the Americans to pop in and say, we don't know what you're talking about. Go bold or go home. Thanks, Dolomite. If you use the console to make a map, it probably, yes. Yeah. Console map, maybe. Bold indeed. I see what you mean with the sandworms, but to be honest, it's impossible to put it off in Cities Skylines. You make it interesting. You say impossible. Do you remember the map review of the mold on the tub of cream cheese? There was mold in the tub of cream cheese. They photographed it, turned it into a height map, uploaded it, and as you can probably imagine, the map was as good as a lump of mold on some cream cheese. It was. Listen, concept maps. Why not? Harley Quinn Highway, indeed. The Harley Quinn the animated series. I haven't seen it. I'll put it on my long list of things that I plan to see and probably never will. But yes, it is definitely something, this map, but not one I think I will be playing personally. Right, we'll go back to that. We'll do a little reminder of the social medias whilst I restart the game. Quit to desktop. We're kind of on schedule to get in 6, I feel. We might have to do a 7th because obviously one of them didn't load, but we're halfway through 6 if that's what we're after. The next map, I'm not expecting any clunky mountains. Next map is a Brazilian creator as well, so maybe there will be mountains because Brazil, it has it has everything, doesn't it, Brazil? Some mountains, lots of coasts. Apparently they've got a forest there. I read about it once. And a little stream. That runs through the forest. A little bit of Doctor Who. Hang on. No, so the river, isn't it? Doctor Who references it. It's a river that runs through the forest, yeah. Ah, yes, the Matt Smith days. I love a bit of Matt Smith. My favourite Doctor. I am so glad Jodie Whittaker has gone. Jodie, if you're watching this, and I know you will be, you're a great actress. You're a really good actress. I'm loving some of your work, a lot of your work. Worst Doctor ever, and it's not that you're a woman. Not that I have no problem with female doctors. I know that because, first of all, I think Michelle Gomez as the Master, or the Mistress, Missy, best incarnation of the Master I've seen. Loved her as that. And I forgot the name of the actress, the black actress who played the other variant of the Doctor during the last couple of seasons. She was amazing, and I know it's very easy to make a good impact in a cameo role, which is basically what she's done. But I loved her, absolutely loved her, and I just couldn't get on with Jodie Whittaker at all. Just couldn't. She just, and every time she opened her mouth, I was annoyed. At some moments, you're going to have some moments, but bring back Matt Smith. They'll never bring back David Tennant, will they? Next one we have loaded up, by the way. We have loaded up. Right, so I've got to find a map under that name, have I? That shouldn't be too difficult. There it is. Right, okay, so this map has no ore, no oil, no fertile. It has plenty of trees, a decent amount of water, it's vanilla temperate theme, has all of the outside connections, and 83% suitable buildable area. And I will share with you. There we go. Hey. So, let me read. I'll catch up on the chat in a moment. My notes for this one are very limited. I'll put this one in. This is like the downward slope after the good maps. The last two maps were the good maps, by the way. Brazilian creator, and I figured that this map might be okay based on the name of the map. The name of the map suggests it's going to be not mountainous, and maybe a little bit simple. And sometimes simple, non-mountainous maps are the best maps. So that's why I popped this one in before the next maps. So there's really not much to choose between the next ones, by the way. Okay, let's have a little look into the chat. Mountain railway engines. Oh, yes. Bring back Ivor as well. I loved Ivor the engine. Loved it in my youth. My first city, I crammed in a rail height drop off the tunnel through a big rock. Why not? Listen, just have fun. It's a game. All right? Just have fun. Melody Pond. Karen Gillan. Oh, mwah. Good-looking woman, but her chemistry with Matt Smith really made those 2.5 seasons. And I'll admit to it, the final episode, was it Angels Take Manhattan? That final episode with her and Arthur Duval, I cried. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and that's what Doctor Who should do. That it should have you laughing. It should have you crying. It should have some scary moments. Blink. I mean, how often do you get scared as a grown-up by what is basically a children's TV show here, really? But Blink was scary. Blink was genuinely scary. And the silence, genuinely scary. They were absolute great concept. Aliens, animals, aliens. But yeah, so it's okay to be moved. I've only ever been irritated by Jodie Whittaker and her stories, and part of it is storylines. So yeah, it's the writing, but there were some good episodes in there, and they were ruined. That one episode, I can't remember what it was called. It was one of her early ones. Might have been her second episode, and it was about the partition in India-Pakistan partition 47. I want to say 47. Might be wrong with the year, but anyway, in that era, that was a very strong episode, and it was ruined for me by her. And I thought, yeah, it's because I'm not used to her yet. She'll grow on me, because doctors sometimes can take time to grow on you. Capaldi took a few episodes to grow on me. I wanted to love him from the off, didn't, but she never did. And I'm sorry, but I wanted to like her. Anyway. Right. Anyway, let's have a little look at... I'll catch up on the chat in a moment. Without moving the camera, my first instinct here is, whilst we have outside connections, I don't see any. Whilst we have water, I don't see any. I'm a little bit worried for this one. I think this is going to be another one that's going to basically fall on its face, which is going to be a shame. Yeah, well, we've not learned anything by moving the camera to show the entire start square. I'll tell you what this reminds me of. Very, very roughly. I think this is an exact copy of the very first image from the James Webb telescope, but only in green. They're pointing at the green part of the universe. This is, yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, I mean, okay. It's a nice little shape. I don't mind this shape. Okay. And there's definitely plenty of buildable space. What's the tree count? Exactly 250,000. Now, this is clearly somebody who's been told that the tree limit is 250,000, 250,000. They've read that and they've made absolutely certain they've used every last tree. The tree limit isn't 250,000. Don't remember the exact number, but it's about 262,000. So you've got 12,000 and a bit available to play with. Anyway, yes. So they started building this map with knowledge. It was wrong knowledge, but it was still knowledge. Okay. Mountains. There are none. I did say it was going to not be mountains, didn't I? Resources. I did say there were trees. Interesting to see the difference in the style of the tree painting from the 25 tiles to the outside of the 25 tiles. They could absolutely clean up some of these outer areas to free up some trees if they needed to. They're not needed. Sunset Harbour, if you want to do some fishing. Look at that, it got all of the fish. Much to my surprise. I suppose we should start simulation off, really, shouldn't we? With the simulation started, there's a possibility that I think the tuna might disappear. I'm not going to come back and check because I don't care enough. Shipping routes. Oh my goodness me. Today's shipping routes was brought to you by the spiders. I well, it doesn't go cross country. There we go. Found something positive to say. Water flow in the start square. Let's do that. Or there won't be any. There's no water in the start square. Right. Where were we in comparison? Let me just see. 2, 3, 4. 4 tiles to get to the highway. 1, 2, 3 tiles to get to the highway in that direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 of the 9 tiles that if you're playing vanilla, to be able to get to, yeah, I mean, we're filling here, aren't we? The rail, we have rail as well. There you go. Look, see? A little bit of rail. I mean, yeah. It's magnificent. Yeah. Let me have a little look. Let me have a little look where we are over here. Oh, there's been some chat. Best Doctor. I'm not sure who we were talking about there. If you're talking about Matt Smith, I totally agree. Absolutely agree. Fizzled away the last few episodes of his run, but even so, yeah, a great actor. Seen him in other stuff as well now. Capaldi had that bad writing. I would agree. I did like some of Capaldi's episodes. One of my least favourite episodes was Sleep No More. I think, and I'm writing this subplot in here. I think that he thought it was so bad that he ad-libbed a line. The very line. If you ever got to watch Sleep No More, again with Capaldi. The very last, I'm pretty sure it's the very last line he says as he shuts the TARDIS door and they fly away. His very last words, I think it's something along the none of this makes any sense, or words to that effect. And I agree. And I thought we were going to have a Dallas moment where, like, 1 or 2 seasons later, maybe it still could happen. Maybe we go, oh, Jodie Whittaker was so bad. Or maybe even, because, spoiler alert, if you don't know what's going on with Doctor, you don't want to know right now, cover your ears. I'm going to spoiler alert. David Tennant is coming back. Maybe at the end of the David Tennant thing, Capaldi will reappear, waking up from this dream, because none of this makes any sense. We go back to where we were before, and then the whole Jodie Whittaker thing never happened. And then we generate into the new the Black Doctor. I've not tried to practice his name yet. I know it starts with a double consonant and it makes no sense. So I'm going to have to hear somebody say it, and then I'm going to have to practice it. But anyway, yeah, yes, awful episode, that one. Had so much potential to be the best episode, and it literally made no sense. And I'm with Capaldi. If Capaldi put that line in at the end, because he's going, what are you doing, writers? Yeah, made no sense. Anyway, Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent. Yeah. Problem with Heaven Sent was the Doctor. Ivor the Engine Fridge Magnet. I've still got the album. You know, the Christmas, not the turntable, 33 revs per minute. The actual book, the big hardback comic. I've got an album, and the best part in that, probably what got me into maps, was they actually had a map of the area with all the rail lines. Oh, dragons be here. Oh, amazing. Don't tell Anapu. Dragons be here. Hiya, Eggsy. Good to have you along. Oh, hang on. I've skipped one there. Right, where are we? Tennant and Tate with the Dream Team. I only enjoyed Tennant and Tate when I went back and watched them again. I was not a fan of Catherine Tate and the chemistry. It just didn't work for me. But when I went back and watched it, that's where, apart from the first episode where they reconnected and they did that, he was looking in from the window and she was looking through the door, and there's sort of, yeah, there was that first one, but beyond that, I really struggled with them. And then, but when I went back and watched it again, it was magical. Yeah, I'll give you a Tennant and Tate. Eggsy, yes, Dolomite, hi, Bulletproof. Think modern doctors aren't. Problem is, we tend to remember them sticking around for longer. Apart from Tom Baker, was 6 years? Tom Baker, 6, maybe 7 years. Everybody else was only about 3 years, I think. I might be wrong, but yeah, I don't think anybody really stuck around for that long. We just have these great nostalgic memories of long-staying doctors. I mean, David Tennant was it 3 full seasons and a special season, making 4, or was it 4? No, it was 4, wasn't it? Was it 2 with Billy Piper? One with Freema, and then one with Catherine, and then that season with the bits and bobs because he was busy doing Shakespeare. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think they've been couldn't have got rid of Jodie any quicker, could they? But anyway, definitely not Oman. It's definitely not Oman. I would agree with that. Eggsy. Oh, hello. Made a map and I used the trick you did to make your castle. So, yes, learn from the best. Learn from the best. And if you can't do that, learn from Eggsy. Sorry, Eggsy. Loves you. As your ghost revisited. Yes, good trick with the pillars. Pillars are great. I mean, what would we be doing without pillars? Spider ships. That's, yes, indeed. There we go. That's another Halloween twist. I missed that. Indeed. Let's let's go back and appreciate the spider ships before we zip off. How about that? And so yes, come on, finger. Why am I? Oh, I'm in this mode, aren't I? My bad. My bad. There we go. Spider ships available on the web. There we go. Yeah. Right. Okay, we're done. We are definitely done with that map. Let me drop that back down to there. And we can close down this. Quit to desktop. So everybody having a good time? Good. I am having a good time. Always doing this. Right. So let's find our next victim. A map. Our next map. Of course, remember, be kind in the comments. All of these players, they could be your own mother, could be a child, learning difficulties, dementia, could be somebody who was stoned, somebody's just got the game yesterday. Many reasons why maps might not be the best, and we're not expecting to find the best. This is why it's a treasure hunt. They don't have thumbnails, so this is just like, well, don't know what you're going to get. It's a lucky dip, and usually an unlucky dip because these are creators that aren't selling their maps up. They're not saying they're the best maps, but you don't know until you have a look, see if these are good maps. And we're having a look. That's what we're doing. I'm going to tempt some fate here. I haven't seen anything from the porn bots in the last couple of minutes, so we're a little bit overdue. A little revisit. A little bit of a revisit would be very nice. If you're sat there doing nothing right at this very second, could you get your finger active and click that like or subscribe button? That would be very nice. Thank you very much indeedy. Right, so what's next on my list of... Back to mountains, yeah? Do we think mountains? Could be the penultimate map. Let's see. I remember what this one was called. Now, what caught my eye on this one is they've made the effort to change the name of the map in the description to an abbreviation of the map name. It's a weird thing. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want people to be able to find the map and send hate. What we got? Oh my goodness! Here's the first. This has got potential. Sit back, prepare yourselves. This has got a little factoid about it that is gonna make you think we might have something special. Why are people messaging me? Please leave me alone. Right. So, we've got... I'll save that to last as well. No oil. No fertile. Minuscule amount of water. Bit worrying. Lots of forest. Decent amount of ore. Base game, a tropical theme with a custom map theme. Bam! Hang on. Special effects. Special effects. I have special effects. Oh, I don't know what what do we deserve for this one. Oh crikey! I think we'll go with this one. A custom map theme of Arrowhead Valley. Oh baby. And I say oh baby because there are 69% of suitable area for building. So, outside connections, just road. Okay. Right, we're up and rolling. We're up and rolling. Oh man. So, we are up and rolling. Good. Boom, there she is. Right, let's have a quick look at the... hang on. Before I do that, let me give you the background I have here. So, I think we are going for Central America. Possibly like the old mountains around the Lower Rockies, possibly, I think, maybe. I'm sure they've got a better name than the Lower Rockies, but you know what I mean. I think of the Rockies as running from Canada all the way down to northern Mexico. And somebody's going to say to me, no, that's not how the Rockies work. Yeah, but you know what I mean. That ridge of mountains, I think we might be down towards the lower end of that. I think the creator might be from the United States of America, possibly. This is their first map. It had 2 subscribers at the time I subscribed to it. And they've got a pretty cool, slightly edgy, gamer-style username. And I appreciate them for it. And yeah, they changed the name. Sorry, in the description, the game, when you save the map, copies the name into the description. They've changed the name of the map in the description to an abbreviation of the name of the map. They've actually gone to the effort of doing that, which is, I thought, a bit weird. But listen, they've made an effort, okay? Ooh, I think we're in. I think we are in. Oh, hello. It's going to be broken, guys. It's going to be broken. I'm going to pull it back quickly before it breaks again. Well, it's not broken again. It's happily running. Oh, it happily ran for a few moments. Stop it, please. Where are the outside connections? Dang you. Dang you. I'm getting nothing. I'm getting nothing. No. Well, the shape's nice. The shape is nice. We've got a little bit of a ridge there. That's a nice little feature area. Don't tell Sidai. He'll end up with points taken off for that little knob there, where I'm going to go, oh, that doesn't look realistic, does it? I'm okay with that. I think that looks good. It's a bit broken. I'll have a little look in a moment at the loading screen report, see if it comes up with anything. I think at this point, what I need to do is quit the game. I'll stop it. Please stop it. Please stop it. Thank you. Quit. Desktop. Gone. Let me have a little look, see whether or not the open with that's not showing any missing assets. So I don't have an answer. Yeah. All of that. Right, so launch the game. Good thing I had a couple of maps in the back pocket for this week, isn't it? Because we would be up a hole right now. We'd be right up a hole, I tell you. Oh, what have we got? Right, so desert map. Well, didn't have any trees on it. There is that. I'll still be listening, but I'll be over. What? Hang on. The game's loading up over the chat box. So Gaff and Tate was good because a lot of the companions are always, ooh, doctor. Yes. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's like, oh, I'm dying. Yeah, save me, doctor. Yeah, there were a lot of that. But no, I'll give Gaff and Tate a credit there. You're so amazing. Yeah, Don Tate was she was really none of that. So yeah, credit that. All of that. Yeah. ARCs. I need to download them. ARCs? I need to download them and something. Outside connections are networks of the workshop. Yep. Zane looks really promising. Anyway, yes. Let's not worry. We're not going to be able to load that map up now anyway. I've got a couple in the back pocket. Let's see if we can get one of these two to load. Right. This one is a Norwegian creator, but I don't believe this one is of Norway, which is given the name of the map. I'm not going to say anything beyond that one because you might be able to guess. I have no clue. I'm not expecting the map to have much, though. We do have outside connections, but no rail. We have air and sea and road. We have a little bit of water. No other resources, which, again, getting to that point now that I've gone through all the good maps. good maps. And so, yeah, vanilla temperate theme. Yes, I'm expecting, well, I'm not expecting anything really, but based on the name of the map, possibly Europe, possibly a Mediterranean theme, although we're using temperate. Mediterranean temperate? Mediterranean European. More European, isn't it? Or is it more tropical? Ooh, there's one for the discussion. There is one for the discussion. Maybe they made the map with the 81 tile 2. That will break maps. They've disabled the editor now, so if you sub to 81 tiles... all right, got you. I've got you. Maybe they did. I'm not sure that they did. I don't know. I didn't see anything. Didn't see enough there to be able to guess whether or not... They certainly didn't have any custom assets, so makes you think maybe they didn't have any mods. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this map, it's their second map, but their first map I think is of the same area. So if we were talking, they're building the Black Sea coast of Turkey. This is another area on the Black Sea coast of Turkey. I'm not saying it's the Black Sea coast of Turkey. What I'm saying is if it were, because I don't want to give it away where this is, just in case am I actually sharing the screen? I'm not, am I? Let's do that. Come on. There we go. It caught up. Brilliant. Right, so let's get rid of a few of these pop-ups. It automatically doesn't. It's going to be one of these. If you wanted to see the good map, go back to the start of the stream. That was the good map. I spent half an hour on that map. I'm using the word good liberally, but it's, it was, compared to everything else, it was the good map. This is a very interesting shape. I'm not seeing any road or rail connections here. Let's have a go at that. Oh, here we go again. Okay, well, that's, again, it's a very interesting shape. Let's give them credit for the interesting shape. Pull the camera back a little bit more, and we've got... Ooh. Okay, right. I do have some stuff to say, but let's first of all do the stuff over here. Terrain heights. Real-life terrain height map, one would say. With resources, none. We knew there were none. Fishing. It's a little bit disinteresting if you've got Sunset Harbour. And shipping routes, we have one over here, one over here, one over there. We've got water in... No, we haven't got water in the start square. Or have we? No, we do, don't we? We have this. So that's okay. Actually, we can give credit for that. So yes, it's not a broken map. Well, other than having to build an airport to get started is the issue, I feel. Right, so the flat mountaintop. This is obviously a question of the mountains were too tall for the box. We've capped out here. Maximum height, flattened out the mountain. Now, it has made it as we've got a nice buildable area here. There's no question that we actually have a nice buildable area. Where's that river go? What is... I think we have to let the simulation run. I think... Hang on. Where's that? That's... Are we looking at it coming down this way? And then... This... Right, we're going to have clunky camera work again as we let the simulation run at a silly rate. Yes, anyway, whilst that's doing that, we come over here. They know how to build tunnels, which is nice. So they know how to use tunnel enablers. That's a little bit of credit there. that's the first one of those tonight, and it looks pretty decent. Road laying standards, I mean, they're all right. I mean, got a little bit of splitting away there, haven't we? So a tiny little bit of blue mantle from the wrong angle, but there's some good standards here with the road laying. I've seen way worse than that. Absolutely way worse than that. Right. Oh, where's this road going? It's going all the way up here. Well, there's definitely traffic running through the map. Hello. Ah, yes. This is a beauty. Absolute beauty. It's magnificent. This is the only way, really, to do rivers, in my opinion. The only way. Get a terrain height map. I wouldn't have one big spawn point up there. If you've seen my how to make realistic rivers tutorial, I do I literally span a whole bunch of spawns all the way along the top, just to see where the natural courses were, and then I'd come down, and some of these areas they're okay, some need a little bit of help. And so, yeah, it's you just kind of you do. Oh wow, look at this! Oh, this is magnificent. I love rivers, and this is superb. Oh, we're gonna have a little lake, Oh, is it going to spill over into here as well? Please spill over into there. Oh, it does. Simulation, eh? Yeah. I think after about this point, the river starts to struggle. We'll start getting the ripples spreading out down there. But, it's magnificent. It's the best map I've seen since the first map, possibly. Or maybe not. Wow. Anyway, this is my I've been entertained face. I have been so entertained. I'm quite impressed that it's actually managed to find its way all the way down to our just about. It'll say it does need some help down here, but all the way down to our coast down there, rather than just dropping off the edge of the map, which I thought it was going to do. Let me slow the simulation down again. There we go. Not that much. There we go. Yeah, I figured at first glance it was going to make it off down this way, or maybe flow down, just flood off of this. But yeah, I mean we've taken from an actual terrain height map, so we've got the natural shape. So I don't think it's anything really that the creators has done. But yeah, that's pretty spectacular. But yes, the plateau on the top, in real life, that's obviously spikier. We'd have this going all the way up, and probably that height again, probably to about here, possibly. What do we think? Yeah, I mean, it brought a little surprise, doesn't it? It brought a lovely little surprise there. Hi, let's have a little look through the chat. So, yeah, shame. It does look really promising. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh no, we're going back a bit. Spent the month on your last map, and just before went to upload, threw down some more trees, and it broke. Dang it. Plateau. Strangely enough, that's exactly what it's called in the workshop. How did you know? It's not really called that. The dilemma. Yeah, indeed. Yes, we've all been there with the max height. I like tropical with the total terrain tool. Grab hold of that, and you can do squidging and like stuff. Squidging, technical term. Total terrain tool. Look it up. Workshop. Looks like an interesting geographical. It is definitely interesting. I'm not entirely sure where it is. I know where the map name makes me think it is, but I don't see it. But that doesn't mean that it isn't. You know what I mean? Interesting map. Well done, but I'm not a height map fan. What? What? Nothing wrong with a height map as long as it's worked. If it's worked, you wouldn't know. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's spectacular, and it's a fail in equal measures. Oh, I know where this is. Oh, that there. That I think a little confused, but I think this is north, south, east, no, west, east. Nah, west, east. Help. Who knew? Eh? There's an aspect on this map that I recognise, and I think it's I think this might be fantastical. This is a real life coast, I think. Anyway, it is what it is, and it's gone. I think we have to get shot of that. It's gone. We've got time for one more. Yeah, we've got time for a quick one. Let's do a quick one. One last one. Quit desktop. Right, so we'll do this one. So yeah, I have some plans coming up. One that's been on the back burner for over a year, which I am Tuesday next week, instead of doing my Project Zomboid, which I've been playing for fun, just for personal gratification. What I'm going to be doing is opening up the map editor, which might interest somebody. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm not actually building a map. I'm editing a map, which was Uncle Ron's work. Sent me a copy a long while ago, say over a year ago. But I put it on the back burner with a view to cracking on with it in the early new year. But this year, people that know a little bit of my backstory, this year has been a year of hell. And I've not had time to be able to crack on and do things that I really wanted to do. But it's slowly sorting itself out this year. Slowly. 2023 will be a better year because it can't be any worse than 2022. I'll say that. So yeah, there's that. So I'm finally getting around to making some small edits to the map that Uncle Ron sent. Which will be used in a special, which I'm hoping a few of you are going to get involved in. So do keep an eye open. I'll make sure that I spam the channel with this one, because I want this to be like interactive as possible. So yeah, there is that coming, and that's something I'm looking forward to. But also, I mentioned it at start and in the middle of the stream. I had some inspiration earlier on today that basically just hit me across the face hard and said, "You've got to do this." And the thing is, if I'm going to do it, I've kind of got to do it now. When I say now, over the next week and a bit, I kind of have to do it or not do it. If I don't do it for now to the end of time, I'll think, what would have happened if I did do it? The thing is, it's a major commitment. It's Cities Skylines, and it's a 64-part short series. So these are I'll get these up on the channel. They will last no more than a minute, because shorts have to be less than a minute. Because I haven't even started constructing to see how these will actually work. I don't know whether they might be 30-second videos or 45-second videos or whatever. But yes, it's going to be 64 parts, and it's now or never. So I'm going to start working on them, and they could go viral, or they might not go anywhere. But I've got it. But I've just committed to. I think each one of these is going to take easily half an hour to make. They're going to make 64 of them, so it's 30 hours of video editing for something that may not go anywhere. Man. Let me catch up with the chat in a moment. I'll just launch our final map of the day. That last map was one of my emergency maps, because we've had a couple of broken maps today. And this is another one of my emergency maps, and I have no idea what to expect. It's not in the English language. I've translated it, and it's a little bit cryptic. So we'll try it. We will try it. New game. Or which one of those two is it? Hang on. This is the 3. It's that one. Right, okay. Well, this one's looking promising already. We have oil. We have ore. We have fertile. We have forestry. All to moderate amounts. We have a decent amount of water. So it might be an island map. We've got vanilla temperate theme. We have all of the outside connections and 51% buildable area. So, boom, we are off and rolling. Okay, right, let's have a quick look at... Oh, hang on, before I read the chat. So, yes, Cryptic. I think this is a Chinese creator. And this is their first map, and at the time I subscribed to it, it had no other subscribers. So that's all I can tell you, really. Okay, right, so what have we got? Yeah, each to their own. It takes creative fun out of it for me. I'm with you. Yeah. Hello there, Alexandra. Hello. There it is. Hello. I need to make this window a bit bigger so that I can actually wave my hands about. But then I'm just hiding more screen. Dolomite also waves. General Kenobi. Am I missing something? Bonbon, are you going to make another map? If it's with reference, if it's with relevance to the Uncle Ron edit, no. All I'm doing is it's a known map on the workshop already that I've. Since I saw it, I thought that's exactly the map that I need for this particular idea. This, again, an idea that I had last summer, not summer gone, 2021 summer. Had an idea, thought this is going to be a great idea. Map is perfect for it. May I have a copy with these edits to it? Uncle Ron's made some edits, sent it to me. I'm looking at it going, still need some more edits, but I can do those. And those are things that I'm going to find some time for. So what I can do is Tuesday next week, maybe Tuesday the week after as well, I will be editing the map. Join me for that. I mean, don't go be expecting me putting in new mountains or rivers or anything like that. Nothing. Maybe a bit of field painting, hedgerows, a little bit of networking, but very basic stuff. But stuff that will be needed for the project. And again, it's a project that the plan is for it to be simulation failed, argument is out of range. Well, of course it is. Of course it is. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So what we'll do is we will we will do that. We will launch the game and we'll use the other map. My third backup map. And then if this one doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And then we go, right, we've tried. We'll have at least tried. This is the thing with these, there's nothing to tell you what you need. You're just guessing. You're spending, and I've got a pretty decent system here, so my maps are loading in pretty fast. If you're running a potato of a computer and you go, oh, I know, this Return to Oz map sounds really good. And then you sit there waiting 45 minutes for it to load in and it doesn't load in. yeah, it can be really disappointing. Right, anyway, right, so, yes, am I making another map? So, in terms of this Uncle Rob map, it isn't making a new map. Am I making a new map next year? I have a couple of ideas. One is an idea that I kind of wanted to do. In fact, it was originally what I wanted to do with Bonbon Island, and then Bonbon Island just went. Sometimes when you start working on something, it goes in a different direction. Well, that's what happened with Bonbon Island. It just went in a different direction. So, I've got an idea for a map that I want to do, which will be working literally from the ground up. I might use a terrain height map to get started, but it's going to be heavily modded, heavily worked if I do. So hang on, let's we are up. Let me get this next map up and loading. It's that one, isn't it? This one, small amount of ore, small amount of oil, small amount of fertile, no trees or no forestry. Smallish amount of water, bit of a temperate theme, all outside connections, and we will see if this one will load. This is the last one, no matter what now, and we'll have to be quick on it because running out of time. So yes, so plan A is I would like to build a new map from the ground up, but plan B is also I would like to go and do a Merrickstowe 2.0. Well, Merrickstowe was my first map, and when you go back and you look at your first one, you go, ooh, what have I done? Yeah, that was that's me looking back at Merrickstowe now. Of its time, yeah, it was all right. I'm pretty pleased with it. Had lots of very strong features in it. If anything, it was there wasn't much subtlety to it. Definitely looking at it now, I think there's a lot of things I could do to improve it. A lot of things, like almost working from the ground up again. So I think I'd like to do a Merrickstowe 2.0 next year, time permitting. But of course, there's the new style Watt map. But the new style Watt map is going to free up a lot of time, at least 10 hours a week, with the new format that I'm going to be using for it. 10 hours a week's a lot of time, and that is, when I say at least 10 hours a week, that I think is the minimum amount of time that I'm going to free. Might even end up with even more time, which it's going to allow me time to look into doing tutorials, which is something that I really miss doing. There are a lot of hard work and there are a lot of effort, scripting and editing. Unlike a Watt map, where, like I say, I can spend 2 or 3 hours making a Watt map. A tutorial, like a 5-minute tutorial, can be 6 hours, just to do it right. So yeah, critical error, yeah, that's fine. I'll worry about that. At some point. Anyway, that's by the by. We will catch up on the chat in a moment. We'll just get this out of the way now. So this is automatically better than the last 4 maps, easily. The map is actually has basically not broken. We've got fairly nice looking. Actually, simulation's running. Fairly nice looking river. We haven't got massive cliffs going down into it. Flat buildable space is all right. Without moving anything. That's a highway going in one direction only, isn't it? Rail doesn't quite enter the start square, from what we can tell here. But instantly, I'm saying that this is better than the last 4 maps put together. Right. Okay. Don't think this is going to take very long. Don't think it's going to take very long. Let's just do it. Come on, let's just go. Let's rattle through this one. There's your terrain heights. There's your resources. There's your fishing. Better have a look for the shipping routes. We've got a shipping route runs right the way up. We've got a crisscross of air routes. And we've got water flow in the start square is strong. So everything that you need to know, you now know. If you want to play on this map, you've got all of the information. Don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to tell you that you cannot see, apart from, hang on, which... Right, so the ship, we've got a, oh, hang on. It's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Otherwise, the map will be broken. Traffic is going to be coming in one direction only, which I think it's going to help for keeping traffic flow down. So that's nice. And then we have a little bit of early flooding heading off this direction. The water will sort itself to do this. Yeah, that will sort itself out. Anything coming from this direction. Oh, it's got to be a spawn there, isn't there? No? I think it's just slowly filling up. Going on down here. Yeah, it's just filling up. It's fine. Well, I mean, if this is the sort of map you want to build on, you will not be disappointed. In fact, that map a couple of maps ago where we had was it Bonita Vista Valley thing, or was it Arrowhead Valley? Which one or the other of the two Desert Valley themes. Paint this as a desert valley, as a desert, sorry. Suez. There you go. This is a Suez map, in my opinion. We can get the evergreen across there. Oopsie. Yeah, we paint all of this in sand. That's a Suez map. I don't see a problem. I'm not disappointed. There's your trees. A little bit of forestry there. That's all right. Oh, hang on. There's a weird artifact there, isn't there? You see that? Oh, and there's a shadow of the plane. Oh, there's a tree. There's a tree moving across. Oh, it's the shadow of the plane. Oh, man. Right, hang on. We've got tree count 122. It's a little bit close to the tree limit, but I think we can allow it. Let me park this down here. And we'll stick that into that mode there. And we'll just settle this down here. I'll catch up on the chat now, as we're up to 2 hours. So there we go. It's a Star Wars thing where someone says, hello there, I make back. Oh, yes. Well, I know I'm aware of General Kenobi. He's one of the characters that I am definitely aware of in the Star Wars universe there. But yes, yeah. But, by the way, about the Durdle Door map I mentioned earlier on your Doctor Who post. How could I eventually send that to you if you're interested? Well, funny you should ask that. If I share this on the screen now, you may notice on the screen now we have a link to the official BonBonB Facebook page. That is the Facebook page that is for the official BonBonB. That's me. Edge of the Sofa is me on Twitter. You can send me a link via either of those two methods. Or the preferred one, of course, is Discord, where there is actually a map request clicky thing on the official Discord page. And if you're a BonBon buddy over on Patreon, you can message me directly on there as well. Best place not to do it would be in the chat of one of these videos or in the comments of a video, because they're the sort of places where they can get lost, especially if you include a link, because YouTube thinks links are spam. So it's always a good idea to not do it there. But yeah, any of those options, social medias are all linked in the description down below, so you can do that one. Don't feel obliged to. Oh, I don't have Discord, so you can. Yeah, Twitter's fine, Facebook is fine. Either one of those. At least you know that I will definitely see it if you do it those ways. Excellent. Anyways, so so yes, Daddle I went there on holiday as a kid. Really? There are definitely no flaws with this map. I should really rate it because it's not broken, is it? We've got. Do you know what? Had this been sand painted completely and they called it Suez, I probably would have gone 3 stars. You know, at low end of 3 stars. Just because, I mean, how do you not? It's not broken. It does what it says on the tin. It's not exciting, but it's fine. It might even be 100% accurate. And this is where Eggsy might sort of like be wagging his finger at me going, whoa, this looks exactly like the area. Yeah, I know, but sometimes you want the area to be, some areas are areas of outstanding natural beauty and some areas are meh. And yeah, this might be a part of the Suez. I would give this high 2 stars. I think maybe medium high 2 stars. It's not broken. It's not exciting. But paint it in sand and call it Suez. Push it in the low 3. Okay, I'm not British, so I discovered this place 4 days ago on Doctor Who. Yes, looks fantastic. Well, I mean, again, all of these things are from the right angle. Any place can look amazing. Even me. Actually, I might be stretching it a bit there. Anyway, nice old castle. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a castle. Plenty of castles dotted around in the United Kingdom, and basically, I mean, all over the world. I imagine all over. My sister has just been cycling across Cambodia and Thailand because that's the sort of idiot that she is. And I'm currently being spammed with loads of images of, and I'm not going to pronounce this rightly. Yeah, there are some things you go, you know what it is. You've seen loads of pictures of it. You recognise the word in the printed form, and you've never said it outward. Is it Angkor what? I think the infamous temple from in Cambodia. I'm sure it's Cambodia, not Thailand. Might be Thailand actually. I'm sorry, people from there. But yes, I'm currently seeing loads of images of the ruins, and yeah, my sister. But yeah, there are temples and castles all over the world. That's the point I was trying to make very badly. Yeah, I mean, it's been one of those nights. I feel one of those nights that if you haven't already hit the like button, now's a very good time to do so because we'll be winding this up in a few moments. We have got a very special What's Map tomorrow, which doubles up as a Who's Map. We have What's Map and we have Who's Map, where the first half of the show we'll be looking at a map and doing the full map review. Second half of the show we'll be looking at another map. I'm not going to tell you who the creator is until the end of the review. It is a known creator. I'm just sort of, it's not like, Marjorie Dillard or completely made up name. It's not Marjorie Dillard. It's not somebody who made a map 400 episodes ago and we haven't seen. It's a creator that we've seen fairly regularly. See if you can pick out who the creator is from their skills, and then I'll announce it at the end of the review and give proper ratings, of course. Oh, by the way, it's their first map. Oh, I'm so evil. Anyway, that is it, I think. Let me just drop out of here, and I can now tell the game to go to sleep. I'm done, game. I'm done with you. You've given me a headache tonight. Well, at least some of the maps have. Right, so if you've anybody in the live chat what's got anything they want to say before we wind the show up, now is the time to do it, because I've had a lot of fun, and of course
you're very, very welcome
for hanging around for as long as you have, so that's all good. I don't use that enough. I really should use that more. I absolutely love it. Anyway, that's it. I will be back with What's Map tomorrow morning with all the good stuff. I'll be starting work on Uncle Ron's map on Tuesday night next week. Don't be expecting anything really thrilling. I'm just doing the edits that are needed to make the map work for the projects that I really want you to tag along with. Basically, it is going to be a city build. It's going to be a collaborator city build. And it's going to be the sort of collaborator city build that you, and if you're watching this and you've got the game, thank you, and you've got the game, you watch it if you've got the game, you will definitely be able to get involved in. I'm making it really entry level, so whatever skill level you're at, you can come in and actually get involved with it. So that will be cool. But again, I won't be able to do that until I finish. I'm hoping to get that up and running by Christmas, and then of course I've got to do all these bleeding YouTube shorts, haven't I? Dug a real big hole for myself there. But if I don't do it, I'm going to be thinking to myself, I've missed an opportunity. Take the opportunities. That's what you've got to do in life. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, yes, thank you, Alexandra, Dan, and Starwave, and to everybody else who hasn't said goodnight in the chat. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. I've been BonBonB. You've been, say it with me, very, very welcome. Say it with me, very, very welcome.